Philippine Tourism Law Chapter 10 Laws Regulating Restaurants and Other Tourism-Oriented Establishments. Learning Objectives: to enumerate the responsibilities of a restaurant or similar establishment, to identify the laws that govern restaurants, caterers, bars, health and fitness clubs, spas, and entertainment outlets, to cite examples of issues and problems that may arise in restaurants, bar, and other tourism-oriented establishments. Topic outline: 1. Nature and description of the business. 2 is laws governing casinos and gaming establishment. 3 is retail trade law. And the 4th is laws regulating sales of alcohol. And number 5 is laws regulating churches, monument, national shrines, landmarks, and other important historic edifices. 6 is vandalism, poisoning, and theft. According to Ming Tai, a celebrity chef of East meets West of the Food Network and Restaurants, owner of Blue Ginger in Boston, Massachusetts, USA, said that food and entertainment go together. The restaurant business is a little bit complex and stringent because it directly affects the customer health and well-being. Nature and description of business. The law: a restaurant is any establishment offering to the public refreshments and or meals. Bars and pubs may also be classified under this generic category. A department store is a store that sells or carries several lines of merchandise and that is organized into separate sections for the purpose of promotion, service, accounting, and control. A shop is a small retail establishment offering a line of goods or services. A sports and recreational club or center is any establishment offering sports and recreational facilities to tourists and to the general public, like gyms, clubs, dance studios, theme parks, cinemas, theaters, and concert halls fall under this category. A museum is an institutional establishment where a collection of valuable objects and artifacts on history and culture, arts and sciences are put on exhibition for the general public. A karaoke bar is any establishment offering a karaoke and video key facilities to tourists and to the general public. A gallery is any establishment that has a formal space for exhibition of paintings, sculpture, prints, photographs, potteries, and mixed media's work. And the tertiary hospital for medical tourism is an institution that provides clinical care and management, as well as specialized and sub-specialized forms of treatments, surgical procedures, and intensive care. Medical tourism involves traveling for the purpose of availing health care services or treatments of illness and health problems in order to maintain one's health and well-being. A spa is an establishment that has a holistic approach to the health and wellness, rest and relaxation that aims to treat the body, mind, and spirits by integrating a range of professionally administered health, wellness, fitness and beauty, water treatment, and services. Laws governing casinos and gaming establishment. The law. Section 1. Declaration of policy. It is hereby declared to be the policy of the state to centralize and integrate all games of chance not heretofore authorized by existing franchises or permitted by law in order to attain the following objectives. A is to centralize and integrate the right and authority to operate and conduct games of chance into one corporate entity to be controlled, administered, and supervised by the government. B is to establish and operate club and casinos for amusement and recreation, including sport gaming pools like basketball, football, lotteries, and etc., and such other forms of amusement and recreation, including games of chance, which may be allowed by law within the territorial jurisdiction of the Philippines and which will: number one, generate source of additional revenue to fund infrastructure and socio-civic projects such as flood control programs, beautification, sewerage, and sewage project, tulungan ng bayan, center nutritional programs, population control, and such other essential public services. Two is to create recreational and integrated facilities which will expand and improve the country's existing tourist attractions. And the third is minimize, if not totally eradicate, the evils, malpractices, and corruption that are normally prevalent in the conduct and operation of gambling clubs and casinos without direct government involvement. Section 2, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or the PAGCOR, creation and purpose: to implement state policy and pursue the objectives set forth in the preceding section. There is hereby created a body corporate to be known as the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. The discussion of the law. The Philippine Gaming and Amusement Corporation, or the PAGCOR, is a government-owned and controlled corporation. Was established to regulate all games of chance in the Philippines. It was born in 1976, created by then President Marcos to oversee the operation of gaming casinos, to generate funds for the government and developmental project, and to help curb illegal gambling. Taxes and exemptions. The law of taxes and exemptions typically refers to the regulations and provisions governing taxation and the circumstances under which individuals or entities may qualify for exemptions for certain taxes. This can include income tax, property tax, sales tax, and others. Exemptions are often granted for specific reasons such as charitable activities, certain types of income, a particular status like non-profit organizations or religious institution. These laws can vary significantly depending on the jurisdiction and can be complex, requiring careful consideration and sometimes professional advice for compliance. Operation and maintenance of the tourism-related establishment. The law of operation and maintenance of tourism-related establishment typically refers to the legislation that governs the management, upkeep, and functioning of facilities and businesses within the tourism industry. It may include regulations regarding hygiene, safety, licensing, zoning, environmental protection, and other aspects relevant to ensuring the quality and sustainability of tourism services. These laws are essential for promoting tourism, safeguarding visitors, and preserving natural and cultural heritage sites. The specifics on such laws can vary significantly between different countries or regions. Requirements for accreditation by the Department of Tourism. The Department of Tourism typically requires businesses in the tourism industry to meet certain criteria for accreditation. This often includes factors such as complying with safety and hygienic standards, providing quality service, maintaining proper facilities, and adhering to local regulations. Accreditation signifies a commitment to excellence and can enhance trust and credibility with customers. Laws regulating caterers. The laws regulating caterers vary by location, but typically cover food safety, hygienic standards, licensing permits, and sometimes zoning regulations. Caterers often need to comply with the health department regulations, obtain a permit for food handling, and follow guidelines for transporting and storing food safety. Additionally, there may be a regulation regarding alcohol service, waste disposal, and insurance requirements. It's important for caterers to stay informed about the local laws and regulating to ensure compliance and operate legally. Food Caterers Association of the Philippines, or the FCAP. The Food Caterers Association of the Philippines, or the FCAP, is a group of catering companies with the need of professionalize the industry and serve the needs of the Philippine catering industry. The association has managed to attract a diverse network of renowned allied members who represent the food manufacturing, food distribution, audio systems, floral, photo, and wedding planning industries. Retail trade law. The term retail trade law could refer to various laws and regulations governing retail operations in different jurisdictions. The laws typically cover aspects such as consumer protections, sales practices, licensing requirements, zoning regulations, and employee rights in the retail sector. The specifics can vary significantly depending on the country or state in questions. If you have a particular jurisdiction in mind, I can provide more details for detailed information. The law regulating sales of alcohol. Laws regulating the sale of alcohol vary by country and even within regions of a country. Typically, these laws cover aspects such as the legal drinking age, licensing requirements for sellers, hours of sale, and restriction on where alcohol can be sold, such as prohibiting sales near schools and places of worship. This also often includes regulations regarding the advertising and promotion of alcoholic beverages. Additionally, there are often specific laws governing the sale of alcohol to minors and intoxicated individuals, as well as penalties for violation of these laws, which can include fines, suspension of license, or even criminal charges. The vandalism or the malicious mischiefs. The law, Article 327, who are liable for malicious mischief. Any person who shall deliberately cause to the property of another any damage shall be guilty of malicious mischief. Article 328, special cases of malicious mischief. Any person who shall cause damage to the National Museum or National Library or to any archive or registry shall be punished. Article 331, destroying or damaging statues, public monuments, or paintings. Any person who shall destroy, damages statues or any useful or ornamental public monument shall suffer the penalty. And any person who shall destroy or damage any useful or ornamental painting of a public nature shall suffer the penalty. Poisoning. The law. Article 264. Administering injurious substances or beverages. The penalties established by the next preceding article or the serious physical injuries shall be applicable in the respective cases to any persons who, without intent to kill, shall inflict upon another any serious physical injury by knowingly administering to him any injurious substances or beverages, or by taking advantage of his weakness of mind and credulity. Article 265. Less serious physical injuries. Any person who shall inflict upon another physical injuries not described in the preceding articles, but which shall incapacitate the offended party for labor for 10 days or more, or shall require medical attendance for the same period. The Article 266, slightly physical injuries and maltreatment. The crime of slightly physical injury shall be punished. Number 1 is by arresto minor, when the offender has inflicted by physical injury which shall incapacitate the offended party for labor from 1 to 9 days, or shall require medical attendance during the same period. 2 is by arresto minor, or a fine not exceeding 200 pesos, and censure within the offender has caused physical injuries which do not prevent the offended party from engaging in this habitual work nor requiring medical attendance. The thief. The law. Article 308, who are Who are liable for theft? Theft is committed by any person who, with intent to gain but without violence again or intimidation of person nor force upon things, shall take personally property or of any without the latter's consent. The Article 310 qualified theft. The crime of theft shall be punished by the penalties next higher by 2 degrees if committed with grave abuse of confidence. Article 311 theft of the property of the National Library and National Museum. If the property is stolen by any property of the National Library or National Museum, the penalty shall be arresto mayor or a fine, unless a higher penalty should be provided under provisions of this code, in which case the offender shall be punished by such higher penalty. And that's all for this chapter, and thank you for your time to listen.